This is the reactive airgun target that the video is about. Thought it'd be a good idea to show it before we get into how to make it. This is the face of the target. The hole is the target for you to shoot at. This is the rear of the target. There are 3 moving parts, 2 paddles that swing outwards. There's also this pendulum that when the pellet strikes it is kicked this way. You'll see that there's a wedge shape on the pendulum. So these are hanging straight down, and when the pendulum swings forward, the wedge shape forces itself between the 2 arms and kicks them outwards. So from the front you see that, and of course these arms you would colour day glow red, some bright colour, so that when you hit your target the 2 arms fly out and you can see that you've struck the target. The faceplate is made from 3mm thick steel. This block I made out of wood. This cutout is so that a piece of bar can run up behind and stick out the top. I probably screw it on with two screw holes, and then when it's attached you can hammer the whole lot into the ground and the target's presented for you to shoot at. I've already made one of these and it does work, but I'm hoping this design will work a little better. I aim to start making it in the shop. I'll just try and show some aspects of it. This is the faceplate drawing of the reactive target. I'll leave it there so that you can take in the dimensions if you want to. Here's the plate that I've already dimensioned. I cut the size now, so what I have to do is put in 2 screw holes, and the hole that you shoot at, and what's omitted on the drawing is I'm going to need 2 holes like that to screw it to the post that you drive into the ground. So I'll get on with that now. I think in this case working to marking outlines will be accurate enough. So this one is 15mm down, and then it's The next part is the block. You see I've already got that far. What's remaining to do is put the holes in. I'll leave it there just for a second so you can have a look at the dimensions if you want to. That's the first part of the assembly done. The screws are too long, I'll have to cut those off. Now we need this arm that swings in here. This is quarter bar. I need to make it 6mm so that I can put a thread along the end here. Just cutting a 6mm thread using a die on the lathe. This is the drawing of the swing out paddles. I should say it's a notional drawing. I can probably ad-lib a fair bit. I've got this material which I plan on using. I think the edge, the folded edge, may be good to rub against the wedge shape that will throw it open, so I'll plan on using this. We'll see how it goes. Well, I've managed to hack these two swing out paddles out of this material. It wasn't pretty to watch, it was pretty crude. I have removed this lip, this edge from the top part so as it is allowed to swing. I'm going to unfold this bend to make the paddle wider, and then I'll have to drill the holes that they swing on and round the corner off so that they're able to, they don't interfere with each other, and then they'll be done. Now we need 2 pins out of this material. It's 1/4 inch, so I need to cut 2 pins about 2 inches or 50mm long to go in there so that these paddles can swing on it. Ready to be pushed in there. So now the pins are in, the corners are rounded off so these can swing. Later on I'll need something to hold these flat, so there'll be something fitted over the pins to hold it down and just leave enough play to be able to swing sideways and not twist. This is the next component I'll need to make. It'll be based on this drawing, but I may have to flex it. That square hole is actually round. So that's the next task. What would be ideal for this would be a piece of angle iron, but don't have any, so I guess I'm going to have to extract it from either that piece or this piece. We'll see how it goes. I've managed to cut this piece out of the material I had. Next thing will be to put a round hole there. And I may actually extend the pointiness, which I'll explain later. Next thing I need to do is put the angle on here. I've just cut these penny washers to give the paddles a low friction surface to pivot on. So these will go on there, that one will go on there. They also have the benefit of, the penny washers I mean, of limiting how far that can go up, which is good because these can't get behind there, which was a problem on the previous one. Anyway, next things to do, cut the angle on there and then something to hold that neatly, just tight enough to swivel but not allow it to twist. Almost done. Just need something now to hold those down. And I need to cut off this rod and put something to stop it coming back out. What I'll need to do now is drill and tap the end so I can put a grub screw in there and hold it in the right place. Well, that's it, seems to be working. What I did off camera, these pins, these two pins had a tendency to come loose, so I cross drilled them with a 1.6mm drill and put a little piece of this wire, drove it down through, so that means they can't come back out, so that means these paddles will hopefully not become loose. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.